Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Celtics Nation Rise recap. Tonight, your Celtics beat the Pacers 119-104 in fairly convincing fashion. And as we do it, David, take it away. Give us your first take.
Yeah, so Celtics did what they needed to do. They beat the worst team, one of the worst teams in the league, worst team in the Eastern Conference. I said that at the end of Pistons recap Monday night, and we did just that. No disrespect to the Pacers, but this is a game the Celtics needed to win, and hopefully this is the start of the Celtics going on a bit of a run against lesser opponents, teams that are outside the playoff picture or have sub 500 records. Really a stress-free win minus the end of the third quarter, potentially the beginning of the fourth quarter, when the Pacers went on a 20-6 run late in the third quarter to draw within 9 points at one point. And then obviously the Celtics at the beginning of the fourth quarter had 4 turnovers in the first 4 minutes. But nonetheless, really, the Celtics just made more shots than or not even made more shots. They were just more efficient than the Pacers. We made the same amount of 3-pointers as Indiana, but we did it on 14 less shot attempts. And I believe we made more overall field goals as well. Yeah, we made 5 more field goals than them on 6 less shots. So it was a mixture of both uh, shooting better than them and making more shots than them and being more efficient than them. We'll talk obviously more about him later tonight, I'm sure. But Jaylen Brown was phenomenal yet again. And we got good contributions from our guys behind him and the likes of Hauser and Kada. So solid win. Obviously not perfect, but pretty close to perfect in my opinion. We led for 96% of the game. So just happy to see the Celtics going to win against a team they should have beat, and especially it's that much sweeter in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, definitely. And Carl, what do you think about tonight?
Very proud of the Boston Celtics here. I'd say this is yet another, great game from them, especially, the defensive end. Yeah, there were times where it got a little sloppy, especially with the turnovers that, David had mentioned. But other than that, it was a really fun game. It was really cool to see Sam Hauser continuing, the momentum that he's had, reining in threes, something that he's basically known for. And again, that defense was absolutely incredible. Kata continues to show that he is the most underrated center in the league, and I'm going to continue saying that until he actually gets his flowers from the media or whomever really needs to give him his recognition because he's doing a great job with holding that team down in that position, despite the fact that he's not that type of center that I guess we were looking for. But it's still great to see him play. It's great to see Jaylen Brown continuing to give you 30 a night and lead this team by example, lead this team to, big win. But then again, a big win comparatively to a team that you're supposed to beat anyways. So really cool to see, really great to see, and I'm proud of them.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the Pacers tonight they looked very sluggish. They only started to pick up their intensity on the defensive end towards kind of the latter half of the game, and the Celtics took advantage of that. I thought getting to the line a lot because they were just driving to the paint, attacking the Pacers and applying pressure to them, and then finding ways to get kickouts and knock down shots tonight. So good on the Celtics for that, for just being aggressive and taking what the defense gave them. I think Jaylen Brown tonight looked uber efficient. He was just getting what he wanted tonight. Once again, finding himself in the paint and creating off of that. And then you had Kada doing Kada things, getting 5 blocks tonight, along with 17 points. Really, really nice to see Kada. And I just think offensively, Kada is steadily improving, especially in that pick and roll action where he just is getting out of the screening action and getting to the rim, putting pressure on that rim and allowing the Celtics to produce on the offensive end. And then overall, I think the Celtics just from a whole, I think offensively, their actions were crisp tonight. They were setting hard screens, making the Pacers really work on the defensive end, and they were finding open shots good tonight. So that's kind of what I got for tonight, and it's good to see the Celtics bounce back, and hopefully they can pick up this momentum and win some games on this kind of stretch that's it's pretty open for the for these next couple of games. But David, let's bring up this lead tracker and can take it away.
Yep. So the Celtics right off the bat won the first quarter by a score of 30-20. They didn't shoot well in this quarter from the field, just 9 of 23, but they were very efficient from 3-point range, 4 for 6 from deep in that first quarter. And Andrew, as you were talking about just right there, they were 8 for 8 from the line. So right off the bat, they had 8 free throw attempts, doing a good job of getting those easy opportunities from the charity stripe. And they did have 4 turnovers in that first frame. But then we'll jump ahead to the second quarter. Celtics also won this quarter by 10. So they went into the half leading 66-46. There's a 15-0 Celtics run late in that quarter, which really contributed to us blowing this game open a little bit and extending our lead there. Celtics at the halfway point of this game were 21 of 48 from the field, 8 for 17 from deep, 16 for 16 on free throws, and 5 turnovers. So really nice job in that second frame, not coughing the ball up much, just only coughing the ball up once, continuing to get to the free throw line at a high rate, and better efficiency from the field. In that second quarter, they went 12 for 25, so almost 50% there, which you love to see. And then by the end of the third quarter, it was the Pacers' turn to go on a run. They went on a 20-6 run late in that third quarter, and as you can see, they ended up winning that frame 32-25 over the Celtics. Celtics would be 30 for 68 from the field after 36 minutes, 10 for 24 from deep, 21 for 23 from the line, and 8 turnovers. But the Celtics would rebound, narrowly winning the fourth quarter by 2 points, 28-26, but easily winning this one by 15, 119-104. They would finish 42 of 88 from the field goal shooting wise, 13 for 32 from deep, 23 for 25 from the free throw line, and 16 total turnovers. So the turnovers creeped up there in that final quarter, but the Celtics remained efficient. 12 for 26 shooting in that final frame, similar to their near 50% shooting in that second quarter as well. 13 for 32 final stat line from deep. That's around 41% from the line. And then only missed 2 free throws all night and consistently got to the line every quarter, ending with 25 free throw attempts. So just a really nice job offensively. Wasn't perfect all the way through. Obviously, the first and third quarters, they struggled a little bit more with their efficiency. But all around a solid night when you put the numbers together. And yeah, the Celtics were able to get the win rather easily, other than that 5-minute stretch of time between the end of the third quarter and start of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, certainly. And I'd say that the fouls, it's nice to see that they called our fouls tonight. And I think, do you think Jaylen Brown's a little aggravation towards the refs got the refs at our side? Or do you think the Celtics tonight just did a much better job at attacking and getting to the paint and being a little more confident with their drives?
Yeah, I think I really like the game plan tonight. I mean, only shooting 32 3-point attempts. I'm not saying that I'm not one of these anti-Missoula ball haters who hates when the Celtics are shooting, 40, 50 I would love 40 to 50 free throw attempts, but 40 to 50 3-point attempts. You just got to take what the defense gives you. And I think a lot of people in the Celtics community get a little bit irritated when we miss a ton of threes, not knowing that it's, a very good look, and you just got to live with the results. If it's a good look and you miss it, it is what it is. But if it's a good look, you got to take it. But I digress. We could do a 6-7 hour video on that whole thing. But this was a good game tonight offensively. I really liked how we were attacking the hole. And yeah, I had no issues with the game plan tonight. I thought Brown specifically, he only had 2 3-point attempts, so he really was in the zone. and getting to the hole and getting good shot attempts there, getting to the line. I thought Derek White had a little bit of a spurt there in that third quarter where, he didn't end up doing too much tonight, but looked like he figured out what was working for him in those few minutes, and he was drawing contact in between, within the 3-point line, getting the free throw line. So, yeah, I mean, maybe this is the refs giving the Celtics a solid because of how much they've been calling them out lately. I'll choose to believe that, but yeah, no issues with the shot chart tonight.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I honestly do think they did a much better job at just finding ways to get downhill, initiate contact, and work from there. And overall, and I will be honest, I do think at times the Celtics do take these 3-point shots early in the shot clock, and then you're running back in transition, and you don't have your numbers because it's a long rebound and going through. But when the Celtics play through their offense, move the ball multiple sides, and get into really good offense, it's a good shot. And now you guys have people are out of position. Now you can go get rebounds and get second chance points. And I thought the Celtics did a good job tonight, and that's what they need to continue to do as the season progresses. As we're getting a lot of comments right here. We got a question about Ron Harper. I guess we could quickly go into that. Ron Harper had 2 points tonight. I know we're reporting on the main Celtics tonight, and so I thought that 1 point for Ron Harper did look very good. I agree. I think he looked pretty smooth out there. Obviously, small sample size, but I think he was looking pretty good and pretty confident on the offensive end. So good to see Ron Harper getting some minutes, and I'd personally like to see him continue to get a couple more minutes here and there as the season continues. And to be honest, I think you will see more minutes as the season continues, as we get to these games later when guys are tired and we need a couple more minutes from people here and there. So keep it out for Ron Harper. But I'll let's get into the stats from both teams. I'll start it off with the Pacers, and Siakam tonight was the guy. He had 10 rebounds, 4 assists on 32 points. He was playing very, very well tonight. Very, very good. Johnny Furphy started off hot with the 3 in the first and started to slowly progress. 10 points plus 8 for the plus minus. So he was kind of their bright spot from this team as a whole. Aaron Neesmith only 6 points. Nembhard 9. Nice to see us shutting down Nembhard, who's been a key piece for them throughout this season. And then Jarris Walker, 19 points. Jarris Walker today, I thought defensively looked pretty good. Scouter is pretty high on him, and I'd have to agree. I think he was moving his feet, working really hard. And then TJ McConnell, only 4 points. He's a menace. He's a nuisance as always. And there was a little towards the end of the game, McConnell came over to the bench and was trying to be happy-go-lucky with everyone. And apparently Missoula said, "Nope, I'm not talking to you." And I wouldn't talk to McConnell either. He's one of those guys. You either talk to him if he's on your team, but if not, he's kind of annoying. So I'm good on that one.
He is the Brad Marchand of the NBA for all my Bruins fans out there.
110, the rat. 110%.
You love him if he's on your team, but you absolutely hate him if he's not on your team. And he gave, I think, all of us nightmares in that Eastern Conference Finals series. And that is the utmost compliment to him. But he annoyed the heck out of me in that series and made me very scared.
Yeah, that reminds me of something that's going on right now. I don't want to talk too. I don't want to be ignorant on it, but I know recently, like Mike Brown gave Draymond Green a big hug after there was like a flagrant foul with the Knicks, and it caused big uproar. They're like, "Why are you hugging Draymond after that flagrant foul on Cat?" So could be a little animosity over there in New York, but they ended up winning by, what was that score, David, tonight?
120-66.
That is embarrassing. Carl, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? That's ridiculous.
It's like you said, it is embarrassing. I mean, not impressive for the Knicks, but also not too surprising because it's the Nets.
Yeah.
So, ouch. Yeah, when I saw
Yeah,
that's what their biggest win against any team in their organization's history.
that's ridiculous.
Ah,
And I guess the Knicks were just taking their anger out, but
yep.
should have shown a little mercy. Should have shown
Just
a little mercy.
It,
just a little bit.
it took the Nets until 6 minutes into the fourth quarter to score a basket.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
that's brutal. I was telling David earlier, I said we might have to get a little investigation over there, over at the Nets, because that's ridiculous. But Carl, you want to take us away with the Celtics player stats?
Absolutely, Andrew. So, of course, as we discussed before, Jaylen Brown continues to carry the team with his 30 some points. This time, though, near triple double in his case, 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Was productive throughout all the quarters, but mainly through the second and third quarters. Also, have to add in there, he had 3 steals and was 50% in shooting. And one of those shots that he had was just the 1 3, one out of 2 threes there. Furthermore, you have Kada also very productive here and could be in the running to win a certain MVP award. Just because, this dude ends the game off with 17 points, 9 rebounds, 5 blocks, and as Andrew pointed out, has been, really doing even better on the offensive end. And again, I'm going to keep saying this, continuing to show that he is the most underrated center in the league today. This dude almost had a double double with 5 blocks and continues to show that even though he was pretty much pushed into this position, he's making it work in the best way possible. And also with 17 points, Sam Hauser reigns in his threes as always, 75% in shooting. Most of those points coming from the 5 out of 7 threes that he made. Sam Hauser continues to be productive on that end and also giving you 6 rebounds and additional 3 assists. Peyton Pritchard not doing particularly the best, especially recently. Ends the game with 10 points on 33% in shooting, only one made three. And, this is something that has happened with, Celtics players. And as I had mentioned before in a past video, you get, certain players on this team who are going to play, not at their best and others playing at their best. And I feel like Peyton Pritchard is going to have this slump, but eventually come back into his own as somebody who could still be productive. This case here, he does have 8 assists and a steal, so that's not something, we should ignore, something we should acknowledge because he was still productive, even though he wasn't doing his best on the offensive end tonight. Then we have Derek White, who gives you 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, was mainly productive in that second quarter. And of course, a better field goal percentage at 40%, and is continuing to just coming back up to the player that he was as well, from a third to second option tier player. So it is great to see Derek White playing some good ball. If he's not great offensively, he's also providing some much needed help in playmaking and defense, of course. And that's pretty much it, as we discussed too. Pretty much the team, being able to get those foul shots, finally having those calls on them, whether the referees was giving us the sympathy points or not. It was great to see the Celtics playing, with that type of aggression and allowing for themselves to take that contact and getting those shots, increasing the chances of an eventual win. So yeah, those are the stats from the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, and you mentioned like the contact and being able to get to the rim. You'd have to imagine that. I mean, in recent discussion, the Celtics have been talked about as a team that has been kind of getting flustered with physicality from other teams. And I know Scott Bree's been bringing that up. There's been plenty of mention of that across the league, and you have to imagine Joe Mazzulla and his coaching staff have heard that potentially, and maybe they're just seeing it from a first person standpoint, but hopefully, or maybe this was their kind of response to that. And they're like, all right, we're gonna be physical. If you're gonna come at us physically, we're gonna come at you physical, and we're gonna set the tone from the jump. And that's something that I think very much could have happened. So that's very, very nice to see. And overall, I think the Celtics definitely responded tonight from a physical standpoint. Um, but now we're gonna get into our MVP of tonight. I think this could be a bit of a discussion, considering we have a lot of different people give their input. Maybe a little collusion. I don't know. It's getting a little sketchy around here, but let's get into it. I think we're gonna put Brown and definitely Keita in the running. And Carl, what about you? I think I know your vote, but let's go with you first.
Okay, don't want to do Brown because it is too obvious. I would want to do somebody, man. For me, it's either got to be Hauser or Keita. I could easily do Brown here. Again, near triple double, double double in this case. But Keita, the improving metrics on the offensive end and being great on the rebounding and the defensive end. But Sam Hauser continuing that momentum from these recent stretches of games. You know what? I'm gonna go with Keita.
Keita, okay.
Yes.
There you go. There you go. Very good pick tonight, especially on the defensive end, getting those 5 blocks, working very, very hard. So I'm not mad at that pick. What about you, David?
I got to go with my head and not my heart. I'm picking Jaylen Brown. He was present in every single quarter, making an impact in every quarter, whereas Keita sort of woke up in that second quarter from then on, whereas Jaylen Brown was leading the team after the first quarter, really the only one besides Hauser that could get anything going offensively when we were slumping at first. And he finished the game with 30 points on an efficient 50% shooting from the field, 50% shooting from deep on just 2 3-point attempts, but obviously love the efficiency from Jaylen Brown. That's when he's at his best, and that's what he's most known for, is being an efficient player. Got 5 assists and 8 rebounds as well. So did enough with the boards, did enough playmaking. But what I really liked from him tonight is I thought that this was one of the better defensive games I've seen from him this season. He had 3 steals where he jumped the passing lane like a safety, intercepting the ball from the quarterback, turning defense into easy offense. So I just really liked what I saw from Jaylen Brown all around tonight. Yes, it could have gone to Hauser or Keita. I mean, I would even say a hot take, and you can make an argument for Pritchard with his playmaking tonight with 8 assists, even though he wasn't lighting it up on the stat sheet. But for me, it's got to be Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, I mean, that's good defense right there. Should be a defense lawyer. Very, very good. But I'm a little torn right now because I think we've had some good reasons for both.
You're the deciding vote here.
I am the deciding vote.
Or you can make it a 3-way tie.
A lot of pressure right here. I could just say, I could just bounce out and make it a 3-way tie. But this is tough, man. This is really tough. I need the Jeopardy music right now to give me a little extra time.
There's no way you're pulling it up right now.
No, I don't have all that time. I don't have all that time.
I'm trying.
Don't let it get banned. I'm gonna go Jaylen Brown.
Oh, I just started playing it.
I beat you to it. The music, the Oscar music is not getting me today. But I'm gonna say Jaylen Brown, and the reason I'm saying him is because, much like David, I think, and maybe this is a cop-out answer, I don't think so. I think tonight Jaylen Brown's presence was felt immensely, and I think when he's on the court, man, the floor opens up. He just creates so much offense for these Celtics, and I think his ability to just drive, get to the paint tonight, and just be at all costs, he was just willing to put his ball on the line to get to the rim and score. And I also think he was the leader. He was the proponent. He was the one that said, this is the kind of energy and physicality we're going to play with. And I think that spread throughout the entire Celtics team. And to me, that's an MVP. That's the most valuable player who turns your team from a kind of a maybe not on the best path right now and says, no, this is how we're going to play. This is our identity. And I'm going to start and I'm going to show you off the bat, and then you're going to follow in line. And so for me, it was Jaylen Brown tonight, just being that leader that he was on the court. And it pains me to not say Queta because I do agree, like his rebounding, 5 blocks is impressive in those 17 points, and he's improving on the offensive end. But I'm going to go Jaylen Brown tonight. So sorry, Griffin. Sorry, Carl. Sorry, Queta. I mean, sorry, Skylar, but we had to go there. We had to go there.
Are we technically tied, or is it because Griffin?
Well, no, I think Skylar was just he was a, what's it called?
Oh, the tiebreaker.
Yes. He was the tiebreaker. But if there's someone else in here, though, if you guys, you know what? I'll open it up. I'll give you a minute and a half. If you have a vote, throw it in the comments. If you have a vote, throw it in the comments.
We'll see how this goes. I'm just looking through these comments right now. That they said they wanted to start a David fan page. I appreciate the support.
Hey.
Yeah, that's a needed. We got to get a compilation of all the. I'm not even gonna say it, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Let's see. We're waiting. I'm intrigued. We're opening up the floor. You guys got to take advantage of it.
In the hands of the fans.
In the hands of the fans. I like that.
Don't mess this up, guys. Come on.
Someone said, Griffin was asking, how did Amari Williams do? Amari Williams did, we got a Queta. We got a Queta vote.
Hey.
Is that a tiebreaker?
So.
Yeah, we'll allow it.
4 votes. So Carl, Griffin, Skylar, and Shrefex. So technically, Andrew, me and you are outnumbered 4-2.
We're outnumbered. All right. We'll give it to Queta tonight. I didn't want to do it tonight, but we let the people do it tonight. It's a tough one, but we'll let the people decide tonight. I feel like
this is a Mickey Mouse CNR award.
This is. But how did Amari Williams do tonight? Amari Williams, we did not get that many minutes. So, we have a special guest. Griffin.
I'm okay.
He's here.
I know, you got it.
Thank you. Flip your phone the other way.
Flip your phone the other way. Thank you.
Wait, do I does the vote count? I'm in here. I vote Queta.
Yeah, we'll count it. We'll count it.
So now we have to go to the comments, right?
Oh, we already did.
No,
so
we're gonna start. Queta wins.
Queta wins?
Yeah.
We're gonna start.
This is not how the Celtics s.nation.rise democracy works. We're gonna have to have a revolution. We have to have a revolution.
Queta MVP. All right, you guys. You know, I gotta give my little analysis from.
Yeah, let's hear it.
5 blocks. You gotta love it. Obviously, Jaylen Brown tonight, and we gotta stop. I in particular gotta stop hating on Brown, because realistically he has nights where he really deserves the MVP, and you see him constantly performing and constantly carrying this team. But Neemias Queta tonight, to be able to have 17 points and 5 blocks, he had a phenomenal game, and you can't discredit that from him. So that's why I gotta go Queta. But you guys have a good night. I appreciate you guys.
Wait, you got to hear about Amari Williams. You were asking
about Amari Williams.
Amari Williams didn't do much tonight, to be honest. He got in not a lot of minutes, and felt like Ron Harper had a bigger impact to him than Amari Williams for the short time he was on the court.
Would you benefit it though, garbage time though? Because I really think we won't see the true versions of Amari Williams and Ron Harper Jr. till we get into that, the dog days of where they'll get more time, because I don't really think you could even credit that, because they're being put in at meaningless, and not even really meaningless minutes, but they're putting in towards the end where it's more so garbage time, and you don't really get to see their true potential and what they could really bring for the team.
Oh yeah, definitely. You cannot overanalyze the amount of minutes they got tonight. But I will say it's just nice for them to get on the garden floor, and feel the environment, feel the energy of the garden, and experience it. So that's really the takeaway from tonight.
Kada MVP. That's all I gotta say. But I'll let you guys finish it out.
All right, get out of here, Griffin. Get out of here.
Real.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's the wrong one. My apologies. But that's the MVP vote. Thank you for everyone that was commenting and helping us move along that vote. Meta should have been more firm in my decision, but as the host, I'm learning. I'm growing. So as the Celtics are as well. So bear with me. And yeah, that's really all I have for tonight. But do you guys have any last takeaways from this game?
We beat the worst team in the Eastern Conference tonight. We got a chance to beat the third worst team in the Eastern Conference on Friday night in Brooklyn. Let's do it again. And yeah, just keep on pushing.
Yeah. What about you, Carl?
Yep, like David said, let's do it. Crush their hopes and dreams like the Knicks just did.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. Indiana Pacers, like it feels like we played you like 6,741 times already. But
Too many times.
Season series has mercifully ended already. We just wrapped up the 4 games against the Pacers, and then we wrap up the 4 games against the against the Pistons, and we wrap up the 4 games against the Pacers here tonight. Really weird to be finishing up season series already in January, late January. But yeah, I mean, we won 3 of 4, so should have won all 4. But it's weird how the schedule works sometimes.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting too, actually, if you think about it from both the Celtics and the Pistons perspective. It's like the Celtics and the Pistons both have opportunities to either evolve or kind of level out as the season continues when you come to playoff time. And so you're going to get maybe not completely different teams, but semi-different teams come playoffs time. So it's interesting to see how the Celtics and the Pistons are going to figure out and learn about the Celtics, because it's going to be like you're playing a semi-new team come playoff time, and then you get into the playoffs, and this could be like a Eastern Conference matchup, right? So that's an interesting kind of little viewpoint to look at this from.
No, that is a great point, because yeah, we played them all 4 times before the trade deadline, before our best player comes back. So yeah, like if we face off with Detroit in the playoffs, to your point, Andrew, it's could any of those games really be treated as a playoff preview if our team's going to look different? Obviously, there's rumors today that the Celtics are going to be buyers at the deadline. I mean, obviously the anxiousness is or the excitedness is in the air regarding if Tatum's going to come back at some point within the next month or 2. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I mean, you're not going in blind, but there could be some little things that they might switch up. So that's definitely something interesting to think about. But as for right now, we're focused, as Missoula would say, on one game at a time. So that's a little long ways from here. But let me pull this up and we'll finish this off. Here we go. Thank you guys for listening to another Celtics Nation Rise podcast. As always, we appreciate you and follow Celtics Nation Rise for more content. See you guys later. Peace.
See you
later.